Welcome to Plot 27. The story begins with a robbery and hostage situation at a grocery store. Captain Frank Tate then leads a SWAT team to rescue the hostages. He is joined by his 3 team members. They are Jannard, Hunt, and Blanco. Tate and his team have successfully completed 30 missions, but their chief is furious because in their most recent operation, Tate and his team recklessly stormed in, causing extensive damage and emotional distress to the hostages. Their chief orders Tate and his team to undergo retraining. The team complies with the punishment, but they don't take it seriously. 2 Russian mobsters, Ilya and Demetrius, are seen escorting a captive named Kenny to a warehouse. They demand that Kenny retrieve an item he had hidden there. Shortly after, 2 members of Italian mafia, Lampuan and Storato, arrive at the same location. They enter the warehouse, and the 2 mafia groups come face to face. Meanwhile, Tate's team also arrives at the warehouse for training, unaware that 2 rival mafia groups are inside. The mobsters quickly hide after hearing the siren from Tate's truck. Tate and his team enter the warehouse to conduct a training session using blank cartridges, while the mobsters start preparing themselves after hearing the gunfire. Ilya fights with Storato because he teased her. Tate hears the commotion and assumes another team is also training inside. He orders Blanco to investigate, but Storato and Ilya shoot him. Tate, Hunt, and Jannard hear the gunshots and rush to check. Demetrius inspects Blanco's weapon and realizes he's using blank cartridges. The 2 mafia groups decide to join forces to fight the SWAT team. Tate and his team retreat to the upper floor as they have no real ammunition, but Ilya and Storato shoot at them from outside. It turns out that Demetrius had stolen the item from Lampuan. Kenny then reveals that the item is hidden somewhere behind a door locked by the SWAT team. Tate and the others realize they need to return to the truck to retrieve real ammunition and call for backup, but Ilya and Storato have already moved the truck into the warehouse. More Russian mob members arrive, led by a man named Vladimir. They attack the upper floor through the windows. Meanwhile, Tate sneaks to the truck and finds the radio has been destroyed. After beating one of the mobsters, Tate frees Kenny, who had been tied up inside the truck. At the same time, Hunt manages to defeat one of Vladimir's men. Jannard is in danger as Vladimir beats him, but Tate arrives just in time. More mobsters from Lampone's group arrive, led by Taliaferro. Tate retrieves real ammunition, and they now need to find a phone to call for backup. Kenny goes to the toilet to retrieve the item the mobsters want, and the 3 are shocked when they see what it is. Kenny then shows them a hidden tunnel that leads outside. Meanwhile, Taliaferro gains access to the building through the roof and calls in his men. Taliaferro captures the SWAT team and hands Tate over to Demetrius. Lampuan finally obtains the item he was looking for, only to discover that the briefcase is empty. It turns out Tate had hidden the item before the group gets split. Lampuan shoots Kenny and threatens to kill Jannard. Tate, Demetrius, and Ilya are forced to work together because Taliaferro has been ordered to kill all of them. Hunt agrees to go fetch the item in exchange for Jannard's safety, under escort from Storato. Meanwhile, Tate, Demetrius, and Ilya sneak into the truck and manage to escape, while Hunt fights Storato. Demetrius captures Lampuan and the SWAT team. He exits the building and orders Ilya to finish them off. When he hears no gunshots, he returns inside and finds Ilya lying on the ground. Taliaferro, who is still alive, has returned to help Lampuan. Tate says he has one last request before Taliaferro kills him. He asks Lampuan to let him and his team wear an earbud. Lampuan agrees, but Tate is actually holding a flashbang. Tate defeats Taliaferro and captures the three mobsters, but Hunt is worried their chief will be furious again. However, Tate, Hunt, and Jannard are congratulated by the SWAT chief for their actions. The three are shocked to see Kenny still alive, and it turns out he's actually an undercover FBI agent. Jannard is confused because he clearly saw Lamp One shoot Kenny, but Kenny reveals that Lamp One is also an FBI agent. Kenny explains that Tate and his team's actions disrupted their mission, and he orders them to keep everything that happened a secret, and the film ends. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel.